Imagine standing in front of a monument so old that it was already ancient before the Roman Empire even existed. More than 4,500 years have passed, yet one question still refuses to disappear. How did people with no modern machines build the largest pyramid on Earth? More than 2 million massive stone blocks, each weighing several tons, were placed with astonishing precision. Even today, engineers continue to debate how it was possible, but that is only the beginning. Hidden deep inside this ancient monument are mysterious passages, sealed chambers, and unanswered questions that have puzzled historians for centuries. What if the Great Pyramid was built for a purpose far greater than anyone has ever imagined? Tonight, we will uncover one of history's greatest mysteries, one stone at a time. The hot Egyptian sun rises slowly over the endless desert. The wind carries fine grains of sand across the silent land, just as it has done for thousands of years. In the distance, one enormous shape dominates the horizon. It is impossible to ignore. It rises above the desert like a mountain created by human hands. Travelers stop walking. Photographers lower their cameras. Even those who have seen hundreds of famous places often become completely silent when they first stand before it. This is the Great Pyramid of Giza. For thousands of years it has watched kings rise to power and empires disappear into history. It has survived earthquakes, powerful storms, wars, invasions, and countless generations of curious visitors. Long before modern cities existed, long before airplanes crossed the sky, and long before the invention of electricity, this incredible structure was already standing proudly beneath the Egyptian sun. Its size is almost impossible to understand until you see it with your own eyes. Originally, the pyramid stood nearly 147 meters tall. For almost 4,000 years, it remained the tallest human-made structure on Earth. Imagine building a monument taller than almost every building around you without cranes, trucks, steel, or computers. Imagine lifting millions of heavy stones using only the tools available more than 4,000 years ago. It sounds impossible, yet somehow, someone achieved exactly that. The numbers themselves seem unbelievable. The Great Pyramid contains around 2.3 million stone blocks. Most of these blocks weigh between 2 and 3 tons. Some of the stones inside the king's chamber weigh more than 70 tons. Even modern construction companies would carefully plan for months before moving objects that heavy. Yet ancient builders somehow transported them across long distances and placed them with extraordinary accuracy. Every measurement creates another mystery. Each side of the pyramid is almost perfectly aligned with the four cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. The difference between the sides is incredibly small. Even with today's advanced technology, achieving this level of precision on such a massive project would be a remarkable accomplishment. How did they do it? That simple question has inspired thousands of books, documentaries, and scientific studies. Historians, engineers, architects, archaeologists, and mathematicians have all searched for answers. Some believe they already understand the construction methods. Others believe important pieces of the puzzle are still missing. The truth is that no one has ever found a complete instruction manual left behind by the builders. No detailed construction plans have survived. No written guide explains every step. Instead, historians must carefully examine the evidence that remains buried beneath layers of sand and time. Every new discovery raises fresh questions. Inside the pyramid, narrow passageways stretch into darkness. Some lead upward, others descend deep beneath the structure. Hidden chambers remain sealed. Tiny shafts point toward the sky for reasons that are still debated today. Every corridor feels as though it was designed with incredible purpose. Nothing appears random. Every stone seems to have been placed exactly where someone wanted it to be. This is why the Great Pyramid is more than just an ancient building. It is one of humanity's greatest puzzles. Many visitors arrive expecting to see nothing more than an enormous pile of stones. They leave with something completely different. They leave carrying questions that continue filling their minds long after returning home. What tools did the builders really use? How were millions of stones transported across the desert? Why is the pyramid so mathematically precise? Could there still be hidden rooms waiting to be discovered? And perhaps the biggest question of all, why was it built in the first place? Most people immediately answer that question by saying it was simply the tomb of Pharaoh Khufu. That explanation is supported by many historians and archaeological discoveries. Yet the deeper researchers explore the pyramid, the more fascinating the story becomes. Certain features inside the monument continue surprising experts even today. Advanced scanning technologies have revealed enormous empty spaces hidden within the structure, spaces that nobody has entered in modern history. Imagine discovering a giant hidden chamber inside one of the world's most famous buildings after thousands of years. What could still be waiting behind those ancient stones? Treasure? Sacred objects? Lost writings? Or perhaps something nobody expects? The Great Pyramid has inspired countless theories over the centuries. Some are supported by evidence, others belong only to imagination. Throughout this journey, we will separate historical facts from fascinating mysteries. We will follow the discoveries made by archaeologists while also exploring the questions that still have no clear answers. Because sometimes, history becomes even more exciting when we honestly admit what we still do not know. The desert has protected this monument for more than 45 centuries. Kings have come and gone, empires have risen and fallen, languages have disappeared, religions have changed. The world itself has transformed beyond recognition, yet the Great Pyramid remains, standing, waiting, keeping its silence, and perhaps keeping its greatest secret hidden just beneath the stone. For thousands of years, people have looked at the Great Pyramid of Giza and asked the same question: who built this incredible monument? At first, the answer seems simple. Most historians believe it was built for Pharaoh Khufu, one of the rulers of ancient Egypt's fourth dynasty. But the deeper we explore history, the more mysterious the story becomes. Long before the first stone was placed, Egypt was already becoming one of the world's greatest civilizations. The Nile River flowed through the desert like a lifeline, bringing water, fertile soil, and hope to millions of people. Every year, the river flooded the land, leaving behind rich black earth where farmers could grow food. Because of the Nile, Egypt became powerful while many other lands remained dry and difficult to live in. As villages grew into cities and cities became kingdoms, the Egyptian people developed remarkable knowledge. They mastered mathematics, engineering, astronomy, medicine, and architecture. They carefully observed the movement of the stars, measured time using the sun, and built magnificent temples that still stand today. Each generation added new knowledge to a civilization that would eventually create one of humanity's greatest wonders. At the center of this civilization stood the pharaoh. To the people of ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was far more than a king. He represented order in a world surrounded by chaos. He was believed to maintain the balance between the heavens, the earth, and the people. His responsibility was enormous. If the Nile failed to flood, many believed the gods were displeased. If enemies attacked the kingdom, the pharaoh was expected to protect the land. His life was deeply connected to religion, politics, and the future of Egypt itself. Khufu inherited one of the strongest kingdoms of his time. Although many details about his personality have been lost, historians believe he ruled Egypt around 4,500 years ago during a period of remarkable stability and prosperity. Under his rule, thousands of skilled workers, craftsmen, engineers, surveyors, and stonecutters were organized into one of the largest construction projects in human history. Many people still imagine that slaves built the Great Pyramid. For generations, movies and novels repeated this idea so often that many accepted it as fact. The image of exhausted slaves dragging enormous stones across the burning desert became one of history's most famous myths. But modern archaeology tells a different story. Near the pyramids, archaeologists discovered the remains of workers' villages. These discoveries completely changed the way historians understand the construction of the Great Pyramid. The workers lived in organized communities, received food, medical care, and places to sleep. Some even received honorable burials near the construction site, a privilege that ordinary slaves would never have received. The evidence suggests that many of the builders were skilled workers and seasonal laborers who came during the Nile's flood season, when farming temporarily stopped. Instead of working in the fields, they helped build a monument that would represent their civilization for thousands of years. This discovery surprised many historians. It revealed that the Great Pyramid was not only a masterpiece of engineering, but also a masterpiece of organization. Thousands of people had to work together with extraordinary precision. Stone had to arrive at exactly the right time. Food had to be delivered every day. Tools required constant repair. Every worker had a specific responsibility, and every mistake could delay the